Each Saturday afternoon at this time, the National Broadcasting Company brings you the War Telescope from London. You will hear NBC's observer in the British capital, John McVane, in an interesting discussion of developments of the war. So now to London to see what Mr. McVane has in store for us. Come in, John McVane in London.
This is John McVane in London. As the hour and the day of invasion come closer, signs of increased tension are becoming more visible in Britain. The people are living on
excuse
two
me.
planes.
Is
One
this
is
it
around
taken?
daily work. On that plane, nerves become
Thanks.
irritated more quickly than usual. People do their jobs. work
Susie,
harder,
darling,
but always with a feeling that
can you please
everything
change
from
the
now
station?
on will be a kind of mocking time.
Thank you. Tired of the war, aren't we all? It's just, when I come here, I don't want to listen to radio broadcasts. And I'm sure most people will agree with me, don't you? No, I don't come here to forget. That's impossible. Just look around. Everybody is in uniform. There are pictures and drawings of warships and tanks on the walls. Wherever you look, you can't escape the state of the world. But you can try and distract yourself a little with music, for example, a drink, and a nice conversation. I am Marion. A pleasure to meet you. Guilty as charged. I am French, yes. Let me guess. My accent gave it away. No offense taken. I tried my hardest for the longest time to master the perfect English accent, and at some point I just gave up. I came to peace with it, exactly. But what about you? Wait, let me guess. Without looking at the flag pinned on your arm, I am going to say American. How do I know? The accent, of course, and the lucky strikes in your front pocket. I know, I am very observant. Never saw me here. That's not surprising. I am new-ish, arrived only 2 weeks ago. What about you? Almost a year now. Then you arrived with most of the US forces in 43. What ship? Queen Mary. Nice. Though I bet it wasn't as luxurious as it usually is, right? I'm sure they had to take most of the furniture out to make room for the troops. Well, at least you can say that you've been on Queen Mary. That's that. And how's your training going? Well, I know, because this is a training camp. There's nothing much else happening here. Plus, I might have seen you jumping down the practice plane back in the East Field. Have to say, you're doing great. Why was I looking? Killing time, enjoying the view. It's not every day you see a bunch of Americans jumping in the English countryside. You are being sent to Normandy, right? Nobody knows much about the plan, at least yet. But it must be huge. They postponed it once already. I'm sure it's a nightmare to put in place, let alone make happen. Can you imagine? So many troops that need to cross the channel, avoiding as much enemy fire as possible. I'm glad I'm not a higher up. What do I do here? Try to guess. I told you, I am here to distract myself a little, and it seems like you are here to help me. You didn't sign for it. I'm sure you did, but it was written in teeny tiny characters at the bottom of your military contract. Something along the lines of help Marion entertain herself in an RAF bar. You didn't see it? Oh well, should have been more careful then. Come on, try to guess. There always needs to be some kind of reward at the end, huh? Nothing's free, even a little guessing game. Let's see. If you guess right, I'll buy you a drink. If you are wrong, you give me one Lucky Strike packet, and you get 3 guesses total. You have a counter proposal. Interesting. I am all ears. So, if you win, I give you a kiss on the cheek. And if you lose, you invite me on a date. Seems like it's a win-win in both situations for you. Is it really fair? You know what? I'm in a playful mood today, so deal. Susie, do you have a pen and a piece of paper somewhere? What am I doing? Sealing our deal, of course. Thank you, darling. So, deal between Marion and US paratrooper on the 12th of March 1944. If he finds out her profession, he gets a kiss on the cheek. If he guesses wrong, he invites her on a date. 3 guesses total. You sign here. Now that's settled, guess away. Secretary for the RAF? No. Are you sure you want to guess so quickly? You have a small clue that could lead you towards the right answer. I am French, remember? French liaison? Nope. 1 guess remaining. Look, I'll help a little. I am French. I am stationed on an RAF base. How is that supposed to help? Come on, think. What do you find on a Royal Air Force base? Planes, yes. And what do they do? Fly, yes, but they also... A plane mechanic. No, sorry buddy, game over. Which means that you have to invite me on a date. I'm on leave for a few days next month. I was thinking of going to Bournemouth by the sea. What do you think? But you're the one that proposed the date thing. I thought about the details. Plus, you signed the deal. There's no going back, I'm afraid. You should have stuck with my first deal proposition. You can only blame yourself here. Oh, what do I do then? SOE Agent. Special Operations Executive. Well, I am trained in espionage, yes, but not only. Sabotage, radio communications, resistance coordination, parachute jumping. Hence me being here, exactly. See the dots connecting? Not really. You do not know much about SOE, do you? I am stationed here waiting for my next mission. You know that I can't really talk about it, right? What can I say then? Let's see. I'll be airdropped in France. That's it? Yes? Mysterious? Well, you said it yourself, I'm a spy. Can't say much about my assignments. Don't have a set date yet. I just know it will happen in April. Probably right after my leave. That's usually how it works. That's why going on a date right before is actually a great idea. How long will I stay there? We are not trained to reason like that. We usually think of a set mission as being our last, because you never know what could happen. Focus on the task and the goal, not what comes after. It is tough, yes, but just like it is for any of us here. We know what we signed for, well, or at least we think we know until we're in the field. Then it's a completely different story. But I guess you see for yourself soon enough. I've had several assignments already, yes. I can talk about them, but not in detail. Yes, I've already been abroad as an agent. Eastern Europe, mostly. Well, I do also speak Russian. Don't ask why. Long story. For another time, maybe? But that's why they sent me there. I stayed there for a few months, came back here, went back there again. This is where I can't tell you what happens. When all of this is over, I will write a book, if I am allowed by the British government. And I'll make sure to describe everything in detail. I'll send you a signed copy, sure. To my dear US paratrooper, with love, Marion. Alright, I'll also leave a kiss in red lipstick on the first page, but if, and only if, I have a good time on our first date. Deal? But what I can tell you a little bit about is an operation that happened here on UK soil. If you're interested, that is. Really? Well, I was sent to a small hotel not far from here to track and shut down a fifth column. The government got intel that enemy sympathizers were hiding there, receiving info and orders from abroad. The mission was a success, and now I am here. No, actually my next mission will be my first time in France since the occupation started back in 40. Never been back there since. Of course I miss it. I miss home, the food too. I miss the people, the places. In my hometown, there's this very nice bistro by a lake in the older part of town. They serve really nice cocktails there and strawberry syrup in water with ice. The owner would prepare one for me as soon as he saw me coming through the door. There was this really nice bell, I remember, ringing every time someone would come in or leave the place. On the same street, a grandpa would play the accordion. So French. Oh, I come from a small town close to the Alps. There's a lake, not too big, surrounded by mountains. In fall, it seems like the water turns red and orange because of all the trees reflecting in it. In winter, everything is covered in snow. Feels like a completely different world. In spring and summer, so many people come to swim and hike. It's occupied now, yes. From the intel I could gather, resistance is forming at the Plateau des Glières in the mountains. They have a great vantage point from up there. It's almost impregnable. Hopefully they'll manage to defend the place and help the region. But I'm sorry, I'm rambling. When did I leave? By the end of 39. We were already at war. The situation back in France was dire. And a few months later, the government surrendered. Why leave? Because I needed to help. I couldn't just stay in my small town listening to the radio describing the horrors happening so close to us. So, a friend of a friend of a friend heard about women being interviewed by MI6 to help out. I applied, got the interview. Didn't think much of it, you know. I thought that would help with war efforts, like secretarial work, logistics, cooking or something. But turns out they were really interested in my language skills. And so they brought me to England, where I started training. You know, how to defuse a bomb, how a radio works, Morse code, a few combat skills, the basics really, survival training, skydiving, most of the things you're learning here actually. Oh, that's you, I think, right? Back to training. Me? I'll go watch how well you jump, of course. I promise, I won't make fun of you. It was very nice to meet you. And don't forget our date. I'm serious. You signed the paper, remember? I'll see you around then. Be careful out there.